everyone. Let me grab my +1, okay? Before we continue. I am my +1. Let me grab my +1, okay? Before we continue. Okay. And then join. What? What's that? All right. Jerk face. All right. Ooh. Oh boy. Hi. Oh my gosh. How long has it been? Like what, last week? Welcome back, everyone. Okay. Welcome back. Okay. So I am here with another Twin Flame podcast. If you can't tell, okay. We're representing duality in this building, okay? So we have very studious. And then we got yes. All right, you guys, let's dive right in, okay? So episode 5 is signs of a twin flame union. All right. So let's get into it. First off, let me get comfy, okay? So today's episode, we're going to talk about signs of a twin flame union. Okay, so, first of all, duality. And then, okay, if you have other signs, let me just put this disclaimer out there. If you have your own signs of the twin flame union, please comment down below. Again, I'm going off of my experience. You know, this is just for me, you know? So, to me, one of the main signs of the twin flame union is synchronicities. It's like one of the main ones, okay? Oh, but first, hold on. I'm like, something is off. Let me start with my theory. Every episode, let me just start with what my theory is, okay? The journey to finding the twin flame isn't about finding someone else. It's about becoming consciously aware of both your masculine and feminine energies, creating this alignment that leads to synchronicities and a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. And it's this heightened awareness that acts as the core of what makes a twin flame connection special. Okay? So, now we can get into the signs of the twin flame union. Okay, so majorly synchronicities. Okay, that is a huge sign because when you're aware of this energy, this union, okay, you start seeing more signs. First of all, the word twin flame isn't in everyone's vocabulary. So the fact that you might even know what a twin flame is, that's like a number 1 sign right there, okay? But don't get caught up in the misconceptions of what a twin flame union is. And if you want to talk about those or want to hear about those, in my last video, we talked about the misconceptions of the twin flame union. So go take a look at that, okay? If you haven't noticed, I was trying to match this. Okay, I feel like I did good. I did okay. Anyway, yes. So go back to my last video, and we can talk about where we talked about the misconceptions of the twin flame. So just the knowledge on what a twin flame is, okay, that could show what the sign of the union. And then number two, close to that, would be the signs and synchronicities. So when you're balanced in these energies, you start seeing more, you get more synchronicities. And if we don't know what a synchronicity is something that seems like a coincidence, but it happens so often that it couldn't be more than a coincidence. It's proof that there are energies outside of us that are greater than us. And it's these energies that are outside of us that we are connecting to. So these energies want our attention also. We can live in a world where we're only physical, meaning you only believe in what you see. If you don't see it, you don't believe it. Okay, but what about air? You don't see air, but we know it's there. We're breathing. What about E, all the above? You can feel A to D whoever you want, whether it's God, the Most High, your mom and dad. Your mom and dad aren't always there. What you see is what you see. That does not mean that what everyone else sees is invalid. It doesn't mean what you don't see is invalid. So many people concentrate on what is seen, not realizing that what is not seen and also plays a factor. People are so focused on what can be proven. You know, I just found out recently about the double slit experiment, how things act differently once they are observed. If a tree falls and no one is around to hear it, doesn't make a sound. Well, someone is observing that. Who knew the tree? Someone know. Some consciousness knew the tree fell. It happens outside of us. You know? So when you're tapping into these energies, which is the twin flame union, because you're building a relationship with the unseen. And I know a lot of what I'm saying sounds spiritual, and in a way it is. It's just another form to identify and to respect E, all the above. You can feel A through D, whoever you want. And we're going to take this moment to give thanks. I'm going to give thanks to E, all of the above. You can feel A to D, whatever you want. But all day long, we breathe unconsciously for ourselves. So I like to take a moment to breathe for someone else. So today I breathe for you. I breathe for you. I breathe for all of those who are not breathing for me. So on the count of three, we're not going to count of three. We're going to inhale and exhale. And today I'm just going to take a breath for all of those who are not breathing for me. And that's okay. You don't have to breathe for me because I'm breathing for you. And if I'm breathing for you, know I'm breathing for me. And that's how these energies work, you guys. You're concentrating on yourself. And then when you work with yourself, you can accomplish whatever you want. And it can be taboo. This isn't something that everyone's talking about, but everyone's not meant to. But that doesn't mean what I'm saying is invalidated. It doesn't mean it can't help the next person. I am doing this because it's helping the next person. Someone else out there can benefit off of what I'm saying. Otherwise, I would not be here saying it. So, when you're tapping into these energies and you start seeing these synchronicities, things that just seems like too far-fetched to be, to be something. And you realize that it's nothing. Something versus nothing. Okay, quick story about that. So, just recently, I was talking to my dad, and the conversation started because I bought some chips the day before. The chips that I bought were BluE chips. They were, BluE chips. If anyone that knows my dad's nickname is Chip. Okay. So, and My dad's a part of fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, same as I, whose colors are white and blue. Royal blue, pure white. And seeing blue chips, I thought of my dad. But did I contact him? No. But I thought about him, you know? I was like, oh, blue chips, that's so funny. I thought of my dad. And when the next day, I'm contacting Quip, the toothbrush. And they asked me, well, we got to replace your toothbrush. What color is your toothbrush? My toothbrush is midnight blue. And anyone that knows my dad, so you might not know, but same fraternity, my dad's name is Midnight Madness. Okay, so midnight blue, blue chips, they both reminded me of my dad. So this is a synchronicity of my dad to contact my dad. So I contacted him instead of just saying, oh, okay, oh, I thought about my dad. No, let me contact him because clearly my universe is telling me to contact my dad. And I contacted him, and the conversation that we had, even though it was a quick, brief conversation through text, it was so enlightening. It was something that I needed at the time. Didn't know I needed it. But that's why my universe was pushing me toward talking to my dad. Because something outside of me, something I can't see, I can't prove, it's getting my attention. My universe is getting my attention to contact my dad. And my dad shares information with me that helps me out in life, in my life and where I'm going, the trajectory of where I'm going. And that is synchronicity. Now, I read all about my poem. I write poetry. I have a series of poems called Recurring Themes of Life. And the price on the chips was $3.49. $3.49. The poem is what I thought. I thought it was something versus nothing. So I had this huge conversation with my dad that's talking about something versus nothing. And when you have something, you appreciate having nothing. And when you truly have nothing, you appreciate having something. And I had with this long debate, it was a long conversation, not long. It was an enlightening conversation through text. But then, when I double checked, after this conversation, I double checked, come to find out, $3.49, it said everything versus nothing. So I felt like that whole conversation was for nothing. Because I mixed up the things. It was, instead of something versus nothing, it was everything versus nothing. Something versus nothing is 177. But I made that mistake. But if I did not make that mistake, we would not have went down the rabbit hole we went through talking about something versus nothing. Appreciating something versus nothing. Appreciating something. Appreciating nothing. And when you have nothing, you can truly appreciate something. And this is an appreciation that I got after talking to my father about something versus nothing. We were talking about nothing. And it was such an enlightening conversation talking about nothing, because when you truly grasp the concept of having and discussing nothing, you appreciate something. Man, I'm trying not to tear up. That is crazy. Because you truly do appreciate nothing. And it makes you so appreciative for something. The something you have came from nothing. Just like this podcast, this video came from nothing. And nothing can be whatever you want it to be. I associate nothing with E, all the above. Because this world that we live in, it all comes down to your masculine, feminine energy, guys. Everything here was created. So it all came from nothing. It came from an idea. This monocle. This is it. My glasses aren't broke. It's a monocle. But it's a cool monocle because it has an arm. It's not just a monocle that goes like this. It's something It's a monocle with an arm. This face started off as nothing, and now it's something. And this is a concept you don't realize until or unless you truly appreciate nothing. You can appreciate something, and vice versa. But just to find out that the 349 actually, and I read it wrong, but 349 was everything versus nothing. Everything versus nothing. But when I thought it was something versus nothing, it turned into a conversation about something versus nothing, just to find out that it wasn't something versus nothing, it was everything versus nothing. So everything that I said was for nothing, but wasn't, because I got something from it. And that something that I got from it meant everything to me. It meant everything and nothing at the same time. And that is an example of these synchronicities that happen when you are in that twin flame union. You start getting signs and inclinations, and you're following your gut, your intuition, your inner voice. You're following you. Then I was able to write a poem. So remind you, 349, when I thought it was something versus nothing. Something versus nothing was not written yet, but it still resonated. And so then I wrote something versus nothing, just to find out that it was everything versus nothing. So I had to move something versus nothing. That poem that I wrote, I had to move it to 177, because 177 is actually something versus nothing. So I had to move it over. But everything came from it, with everything versus nothing. Like, man, versus nothing. So these synchronicities that happen to us is an example of for confirmation. It's an example of excuse me. Where we at? It's an example of the twin flame union. The characteristics of the twin flame union. Okay. Oh, signs. This is a sign of the twin flame union. There we go. Another sign for me is visually. Okay. This is hard to explain. This is not hard to explain, but let me explain it. Me personally, when I look up, I see in duality, okay? Just like you can see, half of my face looks one way, half my face is the other way. You can say it's the opposite. They're opposite of each other, you know? Complete opposites. This is what you see. You. I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to me right now. I'm talking to you. All the viewers out there. Everyone who's watching right now. You can see that the two halves of my face are completely different. Okay? Now imagine seeing that in everything that you look at. If you look up, there's two chairs, and the two chairs happen to be different. You look, I'm right now. This is what I'm looking at. Okay. Mirror, laptop. Two things you look at. One reflects you. One reflects what you are doing. I mean, in a way, it's still you. It's I wrote all this, but this is me too. But what they have in common is, it's something I'm looking at. Even my phones. One's an iPhone, one's an Android. Two separate things that are similar, but they're both existing together simultaneously. And I see this throughout my life all the time. It's just random stuff. Look, like two tables. There's a table here. There's a table here. There's empty space here, but then there's a tub here that you can put stuff in. It's empty space inside there, but it's a tub, but it's empty right there. It's like, bam, right there. Two things standing up. We got weights, water weights. Then we got this, but they're both cylinders. We got two cylinders here. We got one cylinder here, but they're still opposites. And it's like, oops. It's like being able to see that wherever you go. This is, to me, this is an example of the twin flame union. I mean, for me personally, this is what I see. Okay. Another sign of the twin flame union. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know. Another sign of the twin flame union is picking up on, no, at least working with these energies. You know, once you're aware of these energies and you start picking up on these unseen energies that turn physical. It's been times where I might say, okay, you get confirmation. Something might happen, and then you get confirmation of what you're saying. Y'all, it can be a confirmation. You know, it's a confirmation is a disturbance in what's being said. Whether it can be a bark, it can be a horn honk. But when you start picking up on these signs and you start using your environment, ooh, I wonder if I start picking up, start talking like this so you can see. But when you use your environment in order to give confirmation to what you're saying, and you start picking up on these signs, and that's a sign too, these confirmation. So like, if I say something profound, and then I hear a honk, I don't know why that person honks, but it honks right when I said something profound. And I use that for confirmation. You can too, but it also gives the multi-dimensional layers of this. Just like if I'm watching a video, and then that video, someone honks right when I say something profound. And if I use that for confirmation, but you had to be watching that video at that time where that person in that background honked right when I said something profound. Do you understand how understand, and overstand? Stand on this. Listen to what I'm saying. If I'm watching a live video or a video of someone else doing something, and then they hear a honk in their background, I don't know what they're doing in their background, but it took for that background to honk and for me to watch that video at that time. And then when I say something profound, it's so many layers to this. And when you're aware of these layers, it's a sign that you're on a twin flame journey, or it can be. Because your universe, that video that you're watching is now in your energy. That honk is now in your energy. And you can get proof of these confirmations. You know? Like, oh yeah, for confirmation. All these disruptions, because these powers that be, or some powers that be, don't want you to share the interruptions. Don't want you to share what you're saying. So then you have these interruptions, these disturbances. I like to get ready on Bigo. This is something new I started. I don't know if you're familiar with Bigo. It's like a live thing. So I get ready on there. So I get ready, and then I come to YouTube. Well, I come to Facebook, then go to YouTube. Excuse me. But the last person who I talked to on Bigo, well, this guy who I had this long ass conversation with, stalling, I'm getting my ready, but for this part, I mean, I'm pretty much done. But it was a disturbance that had to happen. And the guy wanted me to, he was asking about, did I vote? Who I vote? Like, do I regret who I voted for? And all this blasé splee, but it's all a distraction. He wanted to get me back into the matrix. Wanted to um trying to convince me to work for X, Y, and Z, that I need to work and I need to do X, Y, and Z. Yes, money makes the world go round. Money is an energy, just like E, all the above. D can be money. Like, literally, money is an energy. And you have a relationship with money. But the thing is what I'm saying, this guy came at a time trying to test my faith or to test what I believe in. Okay? He's trying to test that. Well, I took it as a test to see if I can conform to what society standards and what he thought society wants me to. I don't know what it was, but at the end of the day, sir, if you're watching this right now, hey, but this is what you wanted. These are your. Okay. Oh. It should still because you're muted, but okay. Well, that's how you get rid of the echo. Okay, so I need to look at that. So I need to mute this one, and then yeah, cause you come through. Listen, let me see. Oh, but hello, hello. But can you? I hope not. No, I don't know. Can you hear the echo? Is the echo there? All right. I mean, there's like a slight echo, but it's not the ear piercing. Okay. But anyway, you guys, he was a distraction, and that's one sign of the twin flame journey. You get a lot of distractions, but learn to use those distractions for something. We are moving to a place. I would love for society to move to a place where we are incorporating both of these energies, your masculine, feminine energy, okay? Creation versus your thoughts. And there's confirmation on what I'm saying. So I said earlier, major confirmation. Look, you see how they're barking? Do you hear that? Hey! So whatever made them bark, I don't know what made them bark. It could be an animal, it could be somebody at the door. Shadow. But you notice also signs of this journey that these barks and stuff happen when you say something profound, and it's as you can use them for confirmation. These disturbances that you see or hear can be used to confirm what you're saying, and it don't have to be negative. But something has to have happened outside of there for those dogs who bark at the same time that I just said that. And there's another bark to confirm. Confirmation. And these signs, synchronicity, these are all signs of this twin flame journey. Because my universe supports what I'm saying, and it shows that support through or by disturbances. That you're on the right path. That's how you know you're on the right path, because these disturbances are happening. Because when you're not on the right path, you don't get these disturbances. And that's how you know you're on the wrong path, because life is just flowing. But when life truly flows, you get these signs and synchronicities. All right. All right. I think I'm gonna end it there, because that was some major signs right there. And a great note to end it on. Other signs of the twin flame journey is you being in touch with your feminine energy. Okay? So like that feminine energy is just being creative. You can be creative in whatever way, in multiple ways. Thanks to, hey, please guys, I get it. All done. Gosh. But anyway, oh, where was I at? Okay, being in touch with you, okay. When you are creative, whether you're dancing, making music, just being creating. When you're creating, you are working with those feminine energies. So that's another sign of being on this journey, is because you're working with those energies. You're working with your feminine energy. You're not excluding it. You're not denying it. That guy who I was watching, he was so logic based, and everything has to be logic. He has to see tangible proof of everything. How do you have a conversation with someone who needs to have tangible proof, and when the conversation is you don't need tangible proof? It's like a contradiction in itself. But I know that who I'm meant to be, or who I'm meant to see, it happened for a reason. The things that I say will reach the ears is meant to. I will meet the people who I'm meant to. And that's another example of a sign that's see, that's why they were barking. I said I didn't know why they were barking. But when you start walking with purpose, and then you're actually, you understand, overstand, and understand, what you stand on is the fact that what you like, everything happens for a reason. That's a major sign of this journey, is you start to realize that everything happens for a reason, whether it's dogs barking, whether it's the people you meet. When you fully understand, overstand, and understand this, that's a sign that you're on this twin flame journey. Because you start to recognize these signs and synchronicities. Okay? All right, you guys. I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. Okay? And now it's time for so long. But I'll sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part. You sure are smart. With me and you and my boy BluE, and you can do anything that you want to do. Okay? And if you want to conform in society, that's fine. You can join me outside of society. That's fine too. That is fine. But if we all can get to a place where we can do what we want, and we're getting to a place where we can do what we want. Look at this. Perfect. This is what I was looking for. This is how I'm going to start doing all my my videos, you guys. So you can talk. I can talk to you. You get me. Thanks for understanding that there's two sides of us.
There's a feminine side and a masculine side. And when you ignore one side, the other side gets jealous. It wants to be played with. It wants to come out. When you have a thought, execute that thought. She'll be happy. Feminine energy. And sometimes that feminine energy in your dynamic is your significant other. Every living entity has masculine and feminine energy. Whether that entity is a relationship, a household, or just you. We're all made up of energy. And when those energies can complement each other, life becomes such a better place because they're complementing each other and not combating each other. Ooh, complement versus combat. Reoccurring theme. Let's write this down. Hold on, you guys. Before I forget, I was just about to hang up, and that's why I did not hang up, because I would not have gotten that. Yes, and that's just how they work, you guys. These reoccurring themes is just pure beauty. Hold on. Hold on, because it's a lot of scrolling. There's a lot of themes over here. There's a whole lot of themes in this motherfucker. Okay. So, 649 was anxiety versus fear. So 650, you guys. We're on 650. 650 is combat versus complement. Bam. But I'm back. I'm combat. When you don't combat, you can complement. But sometimes when you combat, it's for a purpose, a higher purpose. Because if it wasn't meant for you to combat, you wouldn't be combative. But then you can learn something from that. Either that it wasn't necessary or that it was necessary. And that's how you know when you're on this journey as well. All right? All right. Now it's time for so long. But I'll say this one last song. Thanks for doing your part. You are smart. You are smart. You know, with me and you and my boy BluE, you can do anything that you set your mind to. I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. And I will catch you all another day, 1:11 on the timer. Make a wish.